And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. I'm Gary Kaltbaum, your host. Thanks for being with us today. Glad you're here, ladies and gentlemen. Happy that you are listening. It's the 29th, June, 2026. Just a few weeks removed from my Knicks winning the NBA championship, and now I have to deal with my Mets, who, by the way, fortunately canned their coach, and maybe they'll have a better time of it going forward. That's your sports part of the day. Hope you had a good weekend. Lots to cover. You know, every now and then we'll do shows, and we do a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this, and then some days, lots to cover. The Jell-O was moving on the plate today. A lot of things going on, a lot of noise in markets, in what's supposed to be somewhat of a quieter time. We'll cover it. And of course, this is Investor's Edge, serious talk on everything that affects you. The markets, the economy, your job, your industry, anything that matters. War, lack of war. We found out that on Friday, they held off bad news on the war till after the close. And they came out with good news on the war right before the futures open. So the president continues to play the markets in war, which pisses us off. But hey, what can I tell you? We're going to cover a couple of things today on that. If you do not get this radio show in your city, we'll post it at GaryK.com. We'll also post on our X feed. If you don't follow us on X, you should. You just put our name in. If you'd like to email us, just be nice. And by the way, we get questions about, you don't do a lot on the market on your X feed. Well, I have to tell you, I have watched some people that are in my industry that go on there and tell you what they're buying. And when things go awry, 3 weeks later tell you they sold 10 days before. So let me just state for the record, anybody that goes on X and does that doesn't owe anybody anything except to show a little bit what I call ethics. You know what they don't have in DC? I'm a big believer that if people are going to go on there and tell you, oh, we're buying this today or we bought it today, they owe it to you to tell you when they sell in a timely fashion. And I just see too many of them, that are just, and I just don't want to be put in that position. We have regulators that oversee us. And by the way, I don't understand how they actually do that when these people are regulated by the SEC or FINRA or whoever it may be. So just letting you know, we're just careful. That's all. We're just careful. Anyway, that's that. I came in today. I had one thought on one thing, and that was the leading semiconductors and artificial intelligence were getting into trouble. And that was correct. They had a very rough week last week, and also Friday was pretty darn rough. It looked like some sort of a topping phase of what we say to you is unknown price and unknown time. People that give you targets, they're just flat out BSing you, and I'd say it to their faces. So what we just like doing is telling you, we think this one's emerging, this one's submerging, and as we always say, we'll let you know how long it lasts, how far it goes, and then we usually say it could last a day, it can last a week, it can last a month, it can last a year. For great instance was the silver and gold. When we said back in January, boy, that was certainly a climactic run in silver, which means that's it for the run for now, and it's going to go through whatever, and we said it's not going to break the highs for a good long time. We have that thought based on that technical look, and that's what's happened. And as we say, if things change, we'll let you know. You know about crypto. We've been saying that for a very long time. There was one moment in crypto back in April, May, saying, just letting you know it's better. Has not changed the overall big picture, but on a short-term basis, we do that. So today they opened up the semiconductors hot. I think it was up. The SOX was up almost 200. And by pretty quickly, and I'll even give you the time, it looked to be around 10:30-ish. 10:15, it had dropped 600 points plus. The semiconductors were getting trashed. And I'm thinking to myself, telling you how I feel, absolutely thinking to myself, all right, so work to do. The software was strong, as we told you. The software was much better late last week, and there was some software stocks that were stronger than others. They looked to be emerging. We're going through that whole thing, and we're thinking, all right, so they couldn't even hold up a hot open on the semis, and let's see where it takes us. And we had a simple thought process, and we're probably going to go in, 2, 3, 4 weeks. And we'll see how it plays out, and hopefully the semiconductors hit some support levels, things hold up, the strength shows itself, and in a little bit of time, at 11:25, not making this up, when they topped out the semis early, it was 13,380. It went down to 12,782, down 600. It got it all back within an hour. Seriously. 12,782 went to 13,379 by 11:25 a.m. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell is going on here? And then you know what happened? It went up another few hundred points. The SOX went from up almost 200 to down more than 400 to up 500 points at the close today. It rallied 900 points off the lows from 10:15 a.m. 12,782. It closed at 13,709. More than 900 points. Your handsome and buffed host, call me surprised. And that is, I don't know what to say, but strength. Beastly. And this comes with the fact that I've got about 25 to 30 names that even with the rally in the semis are below moving average, the 50-day, or support levels. But what came back? The equipment makers that were strongest before. Micron, by the way, again, not making this up, Micron hit a low of 1023. It closed at 1140. 117 points. Micron. SanDisk, early on, was down to 1,900. It closed at 2,069. Just call me quite amazed. My theme, my thesis of some work to do was kicked in the teeth early today. That's what happened today. Simple as that. Not so sure I need to say more. That's what went on. And reversals after reversals after reversals. Applied Materials today finished up 67. At one time today, hit 632, right? Close at 694. And I can go on. That was the semiconductors. But it also had a bunch of artificial intelligence names that were getting smacked around early. Finish well. We'll keep going with this and much more. This is the one and only Investor's Edge. So, I've already scanned, and I kind of know what's what, but man, oh man. And I'm getting emails from people, oh, don't you think this is just end of month, end of quarter? And I'm saying, I don't know. I try not to rationalize it. Excuse me. Other things going on today. So what have we been telling you about SpaceX? We don't have an edge. It's hasn't traded long enough. We'll keep watching. Well, it finished up $11.50 today to $164. Here's the news. SpaceX and Charter had discussions about a mobile phone partnership. That's one bit of news. Here's another bit of news. SpaceX is going to be entering the NASDAQ 100 on July 7th, which is a lot quicker than it was supposed to be, which obviously they got to buy into it to be in the NASDAQ 100. That did it. So let me just state for the record, maybe there's an edge just based on if I decided to probe it here, I would get taken out 4% below. But I'm not there yet. The one thing we do know, there's one edge. 150, it hit it a few times now. Closed at 164. It's about 9% lower. 150 so far, line in the sand. That's the only edge I got for you. What else happened today along with Elon Musk? Tesla. Tesla's been dead. It's been dead money. Hasn't done much for a good long while. And you know what we mean by a good long while? And we're not making this up. On November of 21, it hit 414. We're getting close to 5 years, right? It closed at 411 today. No gains in 5 years. It was up 32 and change today. Big day today. And we're always looking for, what's the news? And we look around, something's up. Tesla's up 32 today out of nowhere. You know what news I got on Tesla today? Wave is challenging Tesla in self-driving. That's not good news. One other news, the NHTSA, whatever that is, closing its investigation into Tesla Model 3 loss of electronic power-assisted steering. They didn't come out with an answer yet, but we're just letting you know that it had a good day today. We're just letting you know it hit our screen today in that, okay, now we got to start watching it again, thinking about it again. Volume was not that great, but Elon had a good day. On top of the semis coming around, on top of the AI, having a very strong reversal day. The Dow was up 306. Caterpillar, which was down 60 on Friday, was up 35 today. That's about 220 of the Dow points right there. But you know what else today? Google was added to the Dow today and just happened to be up $16 today. This stock has been under pressure also. Again, I'm always looking for it. Was there anything that drove Google today to move it up for Google up nicely? Didn't find anything. Except it went into the Dow today. That's all. Just letting you know. In the Dow, Google strong. Caterpillar, which is an AI. Amazon was up 9 today. No news. It was a day that some of the mag names had a strong day. Meta up 13 also. But for me, the big story, because the semis were leading and gagging, boom. Big reversal. I have no clue what tomorrow brings, but big reversal. And yes, call me surprised. Space stocks have been bludgeoned. Big time. Been hyped, touted, and bludgeoned. Rocket Labs. Symbol RKLB, one of the favorites, had dropped from 151 to 80 in the last 4 weeks. Was up 13 and change today to 90, almost $98, about almost 16%. It wasn't, by the way, I'm just reading this, develops rocket launch and control systems. They are buying Iridium. Provides global satellite communication services. Iridium was up 25%, but Rocket Lab was up also. Normally, the acquirer goes down. So the other space stocks had a good day. And boy, did they need it. Symbol ASTS just recently went from 133 to 65. That's how bad it's been. And again, these suckers have been hyped up, touted like crazy by a lot of pundits. And they've been eating lots of crow. So good for them today. Let's hope it continues. Anything else sticking out today? Not really. Downside, restaurant stocks, really bad day. Retail was terrible today. Dillard's down 40 to $537. Five Below down 10 to 178. Boot Barn down 13 to 164. Burlington down 6 and change. I don't know what's happening at Ulta Salon, but it was down $30 today. Ralph Lauren, one of the apparel stocks that I've been just sitting watching, down 13.5 today, and kind of takes it off my list to watch. Target, been really nice action, down 6.5 today, 4.6%. Really bad retail day. Don't know why. You got me. Really bad though. Anything else sticking out? Gold and silver not good today. Bitcoin bounced a little bit today. MicroStrategy said something about digital this. I don't know why anybody would believe a word coming out of that guy's mouth. Crypto remains bearish. Up next. What else? I got some else. This is the one only Investor's Edge. And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. You know, often I'll get the question, how does that happen in the middle of the day that things change like that so much? We've seen it before. It happens. We've seen it up hot and finish bad, seen it start bad and finish great. What does that? I have no idea. I really don't have any idea. We just try to go with the flow and close our eyes, hold our nose, and pray. The good software stocks. Strong day. CrowdStrike up 6%. Palo Alto, 7%. Strong day. Software security, strong day. They were strong when software was weak. Software has a decent day. What do? They break out. Will it stick? Beats the heck out of me. But strong day. Strong day. I'm going to be very much watching the SpaceX now and the Tesla. And what's interesting to me is that SpaceX, somebody came out and said 100 billion, and then Elon Musk on Twitter said, oh, that's low. And he should be careful about that. But if they do 100 billion, maybe 2 trillion's not so bad. But that's down the road. That's down the road. We'll keep watching it. We'll keep yapping about it. And we'll see where it takes us. Nevertheless, Elon, unbelievable. And I've been reading what he's trying to do and how it fits with each other. Amazing. Weakness, defense stocks today. The United Health Group. United Health was down 8 today. I mentioned retail. The exchanges, they've crashed. There's talk about AI and this and that going to kick them in the teeth, and I got to tell you, the market believes it. And just crumbling. Absolutely crumbling. Steel. Whatever's left in the metals and mining group was steel stocks. A bunch of them broke today. I have them downgraded now, if that's a word for me. Not very good. Airlines were red today, but that's a normal pullback. Oil prices bounced just a little bit today. Again, though, the story by far, amazingly, is what happened today with the semis and AI. And I'm always flexible. It doesn't matter to me. I know anything can happen in the markets. But today was one of those days I was looking and was like, they really going to do this? And they kept pressing and pressing and pressing. And you just had Intel, 120 to 131 in 6 hours. It was rolling over. That's my technical analysis lingo, rolling over. And the reversal negates it. Yields didn't do anything today, and that's fine if they stay stable. And oil prices, if it stays around here, terrific. I will tell you, oil prices are down here in Florida. I think there's going to be more to go. Pretty sure. There was some back and forth bombing and crap this weekend. They got rid of it before futures. No comment. A lot going on in D.C. that could affect things. Let me tell you who Claire Valdez is. She is, without a doubt, by the way, you know how when people call other people communists, they use it as a pejorative? When I call somebody communist, I'm telling you they're a communist. The mayor of New York's a communist, and there's a bunch of others that have won the primaries. I don't know if you've seen this, but the Democrat Party, some in the Democratic Party are disavowing others in the party that have just won primaries. Claire Valdez, New York 7th District, she'll be running up against the Republican in the general. She is calling to nationalize the whole airline industry. Government should run our whole airline industry and all the airlines. Communist. Just letting you know. And by the way, they all say Israel commits apartheid. They're lying sacks of crap, all of these people. The most accepting country in this world is Israel, and they're saying apartheid. It's the funniest crap I've ever seen. That's one. Do I need to even describe the rest of them? Abolish prisons. They're running that back, though. I didn't really mean that. Abolish police. No. I really did not mean that either. I may have said it, but I wasn't. And that mayor of New York, I'll withhold my four-letter words. As I have said to you, the Trump won because the Democrats suck, and the Republicans are going to lose their butts in the House and maybe the Senate because the Republicans suck. And Trump is just handing it over in a silver platter. Let me give you a couple of things here on our wonderful president. And again, we now find out, on top of all the self-dealing and corruption, that the administration negotiated a Kazakhstan mining deal backed up by $1.6 billion of our tax dollars. Right before the deal was signed, not making this up, a financial firm that was owned by Don Jr. and Eric Trump acquired a 20% stake in an entity that's getting this financing, part or all of it. Self-dealing corruption, making themselves wealthy through the president being the president. It's disgusting. I said it about Biden, I'll say it about Trump. I don't care what party they're in. And if they want to know why they're going to lose their asses in the House and possibly the Senate, this is what's going to be on the voting block. The primary, no big deal. Trump can win all those he wants. It's the general that matters. And on the little bit front, wouldn't it have been better if the president said, that reflection pool, whatever the heck they call it, yeah, whoever did it screwed up, we're going to fix it. No, it's people who did it, and it's not true. Nobody's going to be arrested. If they are, they're going to be let go. There's videos of nothing going on. By the way, 24-hour video. It's just so depressing to watch. It really is. I want better. You should want better. We want better. Lying, cheating, stealing, self-dealing by this administration, the last administration. Who's next? Anyway, I'm hoping all his decisions are good decisions and he does well for this country. I have to separate the bad with the fact he is the president, and I would stand right beside him and wish him well. But, hey, up next, what else is going on in the world? This is the one and only Investor's Edge. And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. And couple other things. First off, in my world, I am thrilled that Sami Zayn won the World Championship in WWE. They did something different. They needed to, and he deserved it. Good to see. That's my world. In my world, I'll leave the rest alone. Supreme Court government agencies, they've made government agencies kind of fully accountable now to the presidency, which right now is Trump. So as you know, the Supreme Court is 6-3, supposedly conservative, even though a couple of the conservatives do vote otherwise. Be careful what you wish for. The Supreme Court is obviously voting in favor of this president, and they handed him a big win on being able to fire people in what has been independent government agencies in the past. Oh, wait till they put a Marxist in as president. Be careful what you wish for. Be careful. Oh, by the way, I do believe that the Marxist Party will try to make the Supreme Court add more to the Supreme Court. They better be careful what they wish for. You throw sand into the wind, come back in your face. That's what Harry Reid did, and that's what caused the Supreme Court to be 6-3. You remember all that? That dumbass? I'll let him rest in peace, but he was a dumbass. Moving on. I'm going to give you a little number. 165 billion. $165 billion in the last year gambled on sports. Just here in America. I watched today. I had ESPN on because Wimbledon was on. And I'm not going to mention name. One of my favorite sports people has one of his shows. Comes on. Oh, and if you go to this bet site, they'll give you $50 to start. You've seen it, right? I believe in individual responsibility. I believe in knowing what you should or should not do. Hey, do you know that I play the lottery when it goes above 400 million? I do. The lottery to me is the greatest scam out of our government ever, but I'll play it for $10. But I can. It really will not affect my world. But this proliferation of the lottery and now gambling. When I was in Jersey, I wanted to see it for myself, so I went on, what was it, DraftKings. They have live casinos now in certain states. You go online, and it's live. There's an actual live dealer for baccarat, for blackjack. I don't know, maybe craps. I didn't look at craps. They have made it. This country, so people will lose their arse. They've marketed it as the greatest thing on earth. Have you ever seen the marketing of some of these companies on, oh, the winnings and the winnings, but the winnings are from the losers. How do I put this? I think we're going the wrong way. I really do. Gamblers mostly lose, in case you don't know. Every casino game, they have the edge, not you. When you bet on a football game, you got to win more than 50% because you have the vigorish, the vig. On baseball, you either given runs or a certain line based on the pitchers, and so on. And it's just proliferating. And I wonder about people that want to have hope because they don't have that much. Just throwing it out there to you, my peeps. Make sure you are responsible. Keep your feet on the ground. Understand odds. And be responsible to you and your family. Because they're coming at you like there is no tomorrow. Between the lottery, the scratch-offs, and now the gambling. I gather there's a big bull market at Gamblers Anonymous right now, don't you think? And of course, once they do these commercials, oh, we'll give you $200 and bonus this and bonus that. Oh, by the way, if you have a gambling problem, call this number. And usually it's at the bottom of the screen where Superman couldn't even read it because it's so small. And I don't like being preachy. But just be responsible. Casinos have an edge. Gamblers lose. And I've had some people in my life that I know that went broke gambling on anything that moved. All right, so I preached a little bit. Anyway, I have no idea what tomorrow brings because I certainly didn't know how things would turn out today. Until tomorrow, you have a great evening. Drive carefully. When you get home, do like we do. Quite simple. Make sure you hug your family, hug your children. They will feel better. You'll feel better. I promise they will. Be well. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.